It just worked when I restarted. Absolutely. You know what? It's a great piece of software, though. Open source, great team, great support, relatively low cost to use for such powerful software. We all are OBS team here. Goddamn. Sometimes, I swear. Let's get into it. Welcome back to the Anitube Interviews. This is the third of how many will there be? I don't know. I'm gonna keep doing them. Third of X, as they say on Twitter. We are here today. Our third guest is RJ from On The Rise. Anime.
Hello.
What is A&V? Is it audiovisual? Is it just AV?
It's actually anime and video games.
Anime and video games. Okay, but you kind of got the like dual meaning layered on there. I like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was we were supposed to do video game content, and then I just decided to talk about anime.
That's one day. You said fuck it, dude.
Yeah. So when I changed it when we started getting more views, I changed it to A and V because I was like, oh, it's shorter, it looks better. And
Yeah.
I should I just kept it. Just stuck now. So
No, you know what? I like the ambiguity. It's very postmodern. It's very. It could be anime. It could be audiovisual. It could be many things. You are, after all, a filmmaker.
Yes. Well, I'll take that now. Audio visuals. I'll start telling people that. Yeah. It's audio visuals.
Yeah, that's the general production company. We do it all.
Yeah, that's definitely what I thought of the first time I wrote the name. Yeah.
Great. So we are here getting into third. Thank you for agreeing to be here.
Thank you for having me.
Love to have you on. Always enjoy the content. Let's just kick it off right away. Brass tacks. Name, age, location, general location, obviously. Out here on the internet space, right?
Yeah. So my name is RJ. That is my name. I know a lot of people go on the internet and have usernames. My real name is RJ. Age, I am 25 years old. A lot of people think I'm older than what I actually am. I've been called 30 before, and I was like,
Okay, 30's not that bad, okay?
General location, I'm based in LA.
Nice.
I am in the what they call the film capital of the world. Yes, so I am an LA YouTuber actually.
LA YouTuber, real
Which
deal.
is weird for me to say, but it's true.
Live and in person, not in person, but right here, right now, a real LA YouTuber. Let's go. Oh, okay. So that all established. First part of these interviews. If you've never watched the whole video, which most of you haven't, by the way, okay, I see you. I know what's happening. First part, we like to get into content creation history. And you are an LA-based YouTuber, so I presume with your, filmmaking aspirations and efforts, that you have some sort of history with video production, video creation. Or maybe not. Let's find out. That's what the point of the interview is for. How did it all begin for RJ?
Like my entire video creation career, or just YouTube?
anywhere you want to start, the place you think is most pertinent to start, whether that's from young age or whenever it all kicked off, that kind of.
Okay. I'll give you a brief summary.
Does not have to be brief, right?
Okay.
You can go as deep as go. We go all the way.
Okay. All right. So, I've always wanted to be a filmmaker, a film director.
Just like from day one, from the jump, you saw a movie. It was on.
From 4th grade.
Okay.
It was my first time watching Spirited Away, and ever since then, I was like, I want to make something like that.
Okay, easy, just make it. What?
Yeah.
You're just like, I'll just make one of those.
I'll make one of those. Yeah, definitely.
Absolutely.
I looked up who made it, and I found Miyazaki, the film director, and I was just like, I want to do that.
Hey, you got your eyes on the prize.
Yeah, ever since then, I've been telling you I want to be a film director. Went to college for film.
Where film school?
Point Park University in Pittsburgh. So I guess shout out Point Park. Not really, but
wow. Okay, down Point Park. Boo, Point Park. Brother, I came from academia. I know what you mean. Okay.
But yeah. So I went to film school. Graduated in 2019. After that,
a great year to graduate.
Great year to graduate, right before everything.
Yeah.
Crap. I was so lucky. So yeah, and it was my senior year. I was sitting in class one day, and my friend, who is now our manager, our channel manager.
Yeah, we'll get into that too.
He's been telling me and the rest of our friends, especially me, he was like, you know a lot about anime. I see people on YouTube talking about anime. You already have the film stuff. I think you could pull it off if you just did it. And I would always shrug it off, be like, yeah, whatever. And then one day I was just sitting in class, and I think it was my Disney history class. And
that's a great class, actually.
Yeah, we were learning about how Walt Disney basically made his empire, and basically he just took a risk, and he just did it. He took a risk with Snow White and was like, I don't know if it's gonna be a hit. If it is, I'll have a job. If it's not, then I'll be a broke hobo. So,
based, completely based, insane deranged. I love it.
Yeah, he took a risk with Snow White. It was a hit. He had a job, and that's how Disney became to be. And I was just like, you know what? Why not?
Hey, good enough for Walt Disney.
Yeah. I was like, work for Walt Disney. So at the time, I was watching a lot of Geekic and Mother Basement.
Two W channels. I got my eyes on them, dude.
Yeah.
We're gonna get them in here. I swear to God, dude.
One day
we're gonna get Gabe. We're gonna get Joey. Get Connor.
Yeah.
I bet Connor would be easy to get, bro. That guy has no self-confidence.
Yeah, so I was watching a lot of them, and I was just like, I could do that. I think I could do that. And January 2019, after I left class, I went to Point Park Computer Lab. I logged on, and I created a YouTube account.
Okay, and that's the birth. The moment.
It's the birth. And then I started typing up my first script. And then the rest is history. I've been making YouTube content ever since.
I forgot what the first one was. Do you remember what that first script was?
If you scroll down the On The Rise channel page, it's still there. It's only been 4 years, so it's not that old. But it's called The Growth of Anime, and basically I talk about how, in a very monotone, you probably wouldn't even recognize it's me. I talk about how anime has become more and more mainstream based off my own experience of being in the anime community for actually a lifetime. I've been in the anime community since I was born, actually. So.
Yeah, I mean, you're talking about 4th grade Spirited Away, so.
Yeah. Yeah, so basically 25, being in the anime community for 25 years. This fun fact, a lot of people don't actually know this. My dad is a U.S. Marine, so when my
Okay.
mom was pregnant with me, he was stationed in Okinawa, Japan. So I was born in Japan.
Word. Okay. That doesn't give you
Yeah,
citizenship like it does for the U.S. Sadly, though. But
sadly,
it
no.
should. You hear that?
It should.
You hear that, Japan? Okay. I know you're listening.
Sadly, no, but I was born in Japan, so growing up, I watched anime.
Right.
That was on TV growing up. We stayed there since I was like 4 or 5, I think. Like my first view of cartoons and animation in general was anime.
Right.
Um,
You know,
so yeah,
that's just what's on. Do
yeah.
you
So
recall what it was? Which one?
it was Pokemon.
Pokemon? Insane W, dude.
It was
Absolutely.
Pokemon.
Absolutely. Japanese Pokemon. Oh my.
It was Pokemon, and then it was Dragon Ball Z.
The classic.
And then yeah, the rest was history. Hit the channel and been doing it ever since.
Cool. I mean, that's a great background. That's awesome. Presentation as well. Nice. Okay, so the channel starts. Let's talk a little bit about the development of the channel. As you said, you begin with sort of this general topic of anime, which you still do sometimes, but nowadays my take on your channel has sort of two sides. Let's talk first about your most viewed video, Infamous. But you already know what it is. He's like, God damn it, bro. Your personal account of your experience with Fate Grand Order. Talk about that a little bit. How did, I mean, you talk in the video. We don't need to recap the whole thing. You talk in the video about your experience with Fate, so that's all already out there. If you haven't seen that one, it's a great video. It's really gets into it, you know, and hopefully it will scare anyone away from ever playing a gacha game. But
that was the hope of the video.
Yeah.
Listen, guys, this is the life you don't want. This is the life you don't want.
He's right, kids. All right, you don't touch it. All right. But you had done some Fate videos before that, right? There had been it had sort of like general success with Fate videos. Have you been like into Fate from the very beginning, like early on? How did you get involved in Fate series?
So Fate is fairly new. It was my first year of college, so I guess 3 years before I started the channel, I became a Fate fan. I joined my college's anime club, and in the anime club, they were like, "Well, we want to introduce y'all to some anime, of course."
Absolutely.
And
It's
the
in the
whole
name.
club, not the old members, like the veterans of the club, they suggested we either had a vote between Madoka Magica or Fate Zero.
They
And
got you, dude. Jesus Christ.
yeah, so most of the people in the club was like, "Oh, we've seen Madoka Magica, so let's watch Fate Zero." And I remember there was these two girls, I forget their name, but they explained to us what Fate, the general concept of Fate, the Holy Grail War, and all the servants fighting and all this stuff. And we're like, "Oh, that sounds interesting." So it's like a death game kind of sort of thing, right? We were like, "That sounds interesting." So we watched the first episode of Fate Zero, and
Deranged.
I actually didn't like it. I thought it was severely boring.
I can agree with you. There's a lot of dialogue in that first episode. That is deranged. That's the most
There's
deranged
a lot
thing
of
about it.
dialogue, but I was still very much interested because all the clips I've seen of Fate looked so interesting.
Yeah,
I was like,
fights go crazy.
Maybe it was the first episode. So I went back on my own and I was like, this time let me watch it dubbed, because it might be easier for me to consume.
Right.
Like if it's my
You don't have to
speaking
read
to
all
a
these
female.
walls of text about like the magical
Yeah.
bloodlines.
Yes. I
Oh
was like, it might be
god.
easier for me to consume if it's in my own language.
Right.
And it was a little easier, still boring as hell.
You are
But
correct.
I continued it anyway.
Yes, press through.
And eventually I just found myself hooked. And I was like, I wonder if there's more of this.
Yes, there's a lot more. There's an incredible more amount.
And the rest was history.
Okay.
Yeah. After I watched that, and then scrolling through the App Store one day, well, not scrolling through the App Store one day, scrolling through Instagram, and I saw the advertisement for Fate Grand Order, and I was like, "There's a game."
Oh, brother, is there? Yes, there is.
And I clicked download and never looked back.
Are you still grinding it to this day? Are you still?
I play it every day.
Let's go.
I play it every day.
L but W. You know what I mean? L
Yeah,
but
most
W.
definitely.
Absolutely.
With YouTube, I think the most viewed video, that Fate Watch Order video, God, that Fate Watch Order video, was our third video. Was it the third video I did? I don't know. It was either third or fifth. And yeah, I just decided, I was like, because there was a whole debate on how to watch Fate, and I was like, well, as a person who's recently into Fate and kind of understands all the lore now, let me just explain how I did it. Because everyone was just like, well, first they'll try to explain like the lore of Fate, and I was like, let me just explain how to watch it. Like you'll understand the lore once you watch it. So I was like, let me explain how to watch it. And yeah, I did that, not knowing
What you were getting into.
not knowing what I was getting into. No, not at all.
So, okay, very early on, the channel gets its sort of Fate dimension, Fate series dimension. But broadly speaking, it's like I would call it sort of one of those seasonal channels. Keep up with anime, obviously. As you have laid it out, you are an anime watcher. Fuck the manga. Let's go with the anime. This is what it's about. Put it on the TV and keep up with the seasons.
Yep. Pretty much.
So, how to phrase this question? How do you find striking the balance between this specific content related to one series that has gained a lot of traction within that community, and the more general content about just the anime season, what shows are running, this and that in the anime community Discord?
Well, the key is right now, stop making as much Fate content.
Sure.
I love Fate. It's one of my top 5 anime franchises. But I realized not quite recently, a couple of months ago, that I was kind of getting pigeonholed into being a Fate YouTuber, and that's not kind of what I wanted to be. So I kind of completely stopped not all, because I can't. I definitely have a couple more Fate videos planned, but
You're talking to a guy who's currently done, I think I'm on like 48 hours. Like 75% of it is Chainsaw Man. So,
yeah.
I get it.
So
You still got it.
Yeah. So I was like, I stopped because we used to do this comic dub channel of Fate, and that was very, very not very popular, but it was one of our most popular series on the channel. And I realized, oh well, a lot of people were subscribing for that and not the regular content, and the regular content is what I was kind of more in love with. So I kind of I did. I canceled the comic dub. It was very difficult to do, and I was like, I'm not that passionate about it, guys. Sorry.
Someone else is gonna have to pick up the torch, If you want it, you gotta do it.
One day, if I can afford an editor, I'm definitely willing to open up a second channel specifically for
Just
the comic
ship
book.
all that content over
Yeah,
there. Okay. Yeah,
specifically
yeah,
for
yeah.
the comic book. I mean, I'll keep it on the main channel until the second channel's open, and then I'll be like, "Hey guys, it's on the second channel. Go watch it." It's
You hear
specifically.
that here? Fate fans, you want the Fate dubs back. Hit the sub, watch the videos till the end, help these boys get the money up so they can hire an editor, and then you got it back. That's how it works.
Ex-
Get it through your head.
exactly.
There you go.
Exactly. So one day, if we can, ever afford an editor, definitely, I'll open that back up, and start. Because I was directing that with a bunch of voice actors. It was really really nice experience, but
That sounds
it
awesome.
was
But
it was just a lot of work.
I mean, yeah,
Um,
that's a lot. That is a lot.
I was also directing it and editing it, and I was like, I can't keep this up. So yeah, I realized that was getting a lot, most of our views, and people were subscribing to that, and I was like, I don't want to be known for the fake comic dub guy, so I stopped action on that, and was like, hey guys, this is gonna be the last one until future notice. As for now, we're gonna be exclusively an anime channel. We'll be talking about, first I'll be talking about Fate sometimes. Sometimes I'll be talking about the anime community. Sometimes I'll be talking about seasonal anime. But that's just gonna be the content for now. So that's kind of how I kind of balanced out. And right now we're in like a kind of middle ground of kind of getting out of the Fate.
In a transitional period.
Yeah, we're very much in a
Oh,
transitional period. I think we're more on the kind of near the climax of the transitional period, because at first when I started, it was just like, oh my god, no one's watching. Maybe I should do the fake content again.
hey, you came to the right channel, baby. Nobody's watching. Say whatever you want. You know what I mean? No, no
I,
one
I was
will
like,
know.
maybe I was like, no one's watching. Maybe I should do the fake content again. But then I kept at it, and
The
now we're
vision.
starting to.
Stay with the vision.
Yeah, I trusted the process. Um, so, and then now we're starting to get more views. A lot of people are starting to recognize us as a seasonal channel rather than a
Yes.
Fate channel. Even a lot of the Fate fans are coming back and just like, hey, actually, we do like your other stuff. So,
Yeah, there are other animes. That's crazy. Yes, Fate
yeah.
fans, there are other animes, okay?
So I can't say that I'm done with the Fate content, because I definitely have another Fate video idea. And even with the other content, I did do like you said, the gotcha video of why you should never play gotcha games with Fate Grand Order. So yeah, I can't say I'm done with the Fate content completely. I'm just done with exclusive rapid
Right.
Fate content. It's going to be sparingly as much as I talk about any other anime, basically.
Sure. As another series to discuss, as you.
As another series to discuss, pretty much, yeah.
Okay, speaking of the general anime content, in terms of content type, I would call you guys the high production,
Oh, thank you.
you know, uh, concept of the videos, right? You know, whether it all comes out the way you want it to look in the end probably depends on the video and how the shoot goes, but the idea is you're gonna get, do you guys, well, let me just ask, what's the process for putting, because these are pretty complicated shoots, right? You guys do some fancy dancy VFX
Yeah.
here and there, so those are pretty intricate. You can't just sort of free ball that kind of stuff. You have to plan it out. So what is the process? Oh, and I wanted to ask, RJ, you were here as a representative, but OTR On The Rise is a team. So
It is, man.
what is the structure of the team? I don't know if other people on there put their names out. You don't have to name names, but just what does it look like? What does the production of one of these videos look like, and what are the different roles people are filling?
So, okay. Glad you asked this, because a lot of people ask me this question. So basically, the structure of the team is it's 3 guys. We used to have more members, but life happens, and we're still friends with all those members, but they just didn't have time to do it anymore. So it's 3 guys as of now. We split it up based off of YouTube and Twitch. So I do the YouTube side. That's why you see my face all over YouTube. And then another friend of mine, I call him my brother, Shaman King. He does Twitch. He streams for us every week. And then our manager, Mark. He sometimes he you can mostly find him on Instagram. That's kind of the social media he likes the most. So if you get on our Insta, that's all Mark. I'm never up there. Shaman King is never up there. That's all Mark. You'll be talking to Mark. And he does do Twitter sometimes. That's why I had to start censoring my name.
They're tagging it.
Yeah, because he started tweeting his anime opinions, and I was like, this is not my opinion.
I don't know this guy. I never said that. Don't at me, please. Oh, what? Discord crash? Discord crash.
Oh.
Back? Okay. Weird, the Discord crash. We are back. All good. Label that. Have to. Oh no. Okay. A little bit. Sorry about that.
No, you're good. Take your time.
Know how it goes. Yeah.
Morning for pleasure.
Okay. Button. There's the button. And we're still recording. Didn't drop the record. OBS is fine. Little edits here. Or not, I don't care. That's the vibe of the channel. We like to keep it scuffed here.
Keeping it real, yeah.
Peek behind the curtain. Discord crash. It's part of the interview.
It happens.
Just put a little, block for people who want to skip it.
If you're interested in making content, this is
how it looks, okay? And then there we go. And I should now be good.
There you go.
Oh, I do this. No, that's me. That's you. We're back. Okay. Where were we? We were talking. That's why I keep notes. The 3-man team. Mark on Instagram.
Yeah.
Wild opinions on Twitter.
Wild opinions. Well, not wild. It's just that sometimes you'd be like, "Oh, I love this show," and they're like, "RJ, I thought you said you hated that show." And I'm like, that's on you guys.
That show's trash.
Yeah. So that's why I started tagging my tweets with the RJ signature. And then so that's the team. We don't all live in one place. So basically we met in high school. We've been friends since then. They're on the East Coast, and I moved to the West Coast for my film career. So with to move to your second question, with the production of YouTube videos, that is all me.
Okay.
and my sister, who helps me shoot.
So your sister's out in LA with you?
Yes, actually, my sister is an actor here in LA, and she is also one of my roommates.
Actor, director, sibling combo. That's a deadly combination.
Yeah. So with the production of videos.
So this is a one-man job then, which is quite the task.
YouTube.
Right.
So basically, we all have our jobs. I'm YouTube, so anything that goes on the YouTube, and the community page, from the videos, from the shorts, all that is me.
Right.
And it goes on to Twitch, from what game we're streaming to the events we're streaming to any of our live streams. That's all Shaman.
Doing the live stream production,
and then
which
anything,
it's the task.
Yeah. Anything that goes on social media, and anything else with the channel, from
brand contacts,
potential merch, and any of that falls on our manager.
The business side.
Yeah, the business side, all that falls on Mark. besides my little whatever I tweet out on Twitter. That's just me just
Sure.
sitting on my couch. But
Yes.
see, yeah, that's kind of how we split it up. So yeah, with YouTube, the video specifically, so it starts off with an idea, and before I ever go into writing the script, I ask myself, can I talk about this for an elongated period of time? Because sometimes I think of an idea and I say it in one sentence, and I'm like, yeah, that's the video. I have nothing else to say. So
I never have that problem, dude. I'm like, I don't.
really,
Oh yeah, I never plan anything. I have loose plans all the time, and I just go.
right on. So
You know,
yeah.
it is
Talk
what.
about it for an elongated amount of time. That's kind of why I like doing the seasonal reviews, because I have plenty of shows to talk about
Right.
basically, and it gives me a chance to talk about a bunch of anime.
Love that.
So start off with that, and I guess I'll go through the process of not a seasonal review, but basically, once I have the idea that I can talk about a elongated amount of time, go in, write the script. A lot of people ask me this: is everything in my video scripted? The answer is yes. Every single thing. Every
Yeah.
single thing is scripted.
With production that I don't want to like intricate, you can't. Yeah, I'm maybe one in a million directors can freeball something like that, but no, oh shot.
Yeah. So every single thing is scripted. Of course, I don't say every line verbatim from what I actually wrote while I'm filming it. I memorize the lines, and sometimes I improvise. But the whole ideas and everything is very much scripted to the T. Basically, I write the scripts. I sit on it for about 2 days, because you never know, you get better ideas.
Okay, I like that.
Yeah, I sit on it for 2 days. I read through it multiple times. It's why I don't rewatch my videos often, because I spend a lot of time.
You're like, I never want to hear these words again. Please.
Yeah. Spend a lot of time with the script and then with the edit.
I've done some play productions, and then afterwards you're like, I can never watch this. I can't watch this play again. It's not happening, dude. So maybe hear these words.
Yeah, after the script, I actually go in and I color code it based off what I have to film. So
You sort of
everything.
you sort of map out the different shots that you're thinking about for the video
Pretty
to
much.
colors, and then say, okay, here's
So
what I need to do for this.
Each color is like, so I colorize skits, green screen, and he's sitting at my desk, where I show my face. And then the only thing that's not colored is voiceover, because that's just speaking into the mic, and then I'm done. And then I get ready to shoot. I normally shoot all the green screens first,
Makes sense.
because I have to set up the whole green screen. And then after this green screen, I go and I shoot the skits. And after that, I go and I shoot me. I'm looking at my camera right now. The camera setup's right here, where I normally put it out. I normally shoot me at my desk, whatever lines I have at my desk. And then after that, I wrap it all up with the most easiest part. I like to end with the easiest part, the voiceover of me. I can look at the script and read it right in front of me.
Perfect.
Instead of memorizing lines. And then after that, head to editing. And editing, I put it all together because it's already added in the script. I put it all together. And that normally takes me about a week. Depends on how lazy I am. But
well, I mean,
it normally takes me about a week.
that's a lot to get through, but it's all good shit.
Yeah, it normally takes about a week, 2 weeks. I think the video I'm working on now, I've been editing it for about a week now, and it's supposed to come out Thursday. So it normally takes about a week, a week and a half, 2 weeks to edit all that together. And
Right,
I'm very organized with my production because the scripts, if you ever see them, are numbered. All the lines are numbered. So when I record it, and I save it, I rename the file based off that number. So when I go into editing, I know the order. Basically, when I upload it straight into Premiere, I know the order of which, so I don't have to see, oh, which line is this, which line is that. I already know which line is which because it's already
right.
numbered.
So you've got the script numbered. That number gets attached to the cut for this video. You ship them all into Premiere, so you can just drop them in. And then you're gonna do whatever kind of VFX you had planned, which is a bitch, by the way. If you've never done any VFX watching, holy shit, that shit will drive you insane.
Yeah.
But you know, it all turns out quite well. I'm always very impressed,
Thank you.
especially knowing now that it's just a one-man job doing it.
Yeah,
hardcore.
and
That's good shit.
During the editing process, I actually think editing is my favorite part of the process.
You're deranged, dude. That's you said hire an editor, brother. Just get hired as an editor. What do you mean?
I actually think editing is my favorite part of the process, and that's why, because everyone asks me, RJ, are you eventually gonna hire an editor? And I was like, I don't know.
Hire a cameraman, man.
I'll probably hire a cameraman before I hire an editor. Because I would have to work with that editor really close, because I would still do some of the editing. I would just have them do like certain parts where I'm not really confident in myself to do it to the best of the ability. I would probably still structure the video the way I want to.
Sure.
But like, as in like the fill in the gaps of like all the anime footage and all the special effects and like memeing content and jokes like that, I probably ship that off to the editor. Be like, hey, you're better at this than me.
But you're still doing like the blocking it out.
I'm still doing the blocking it out. Is kind of what I would do if I had an editor, but I don't, so it's just me. During the editing process, I like it because it kind of you kind of see the finished product being formed, and I start getting more ideas. So everything that's in the script is not probably everything that's in the video, because I'm getting more ideas. I'm like, oh, I can put a joke here. Like, oh, I saw this like little meme video on Twitter that would be very funny to just slap on after I say this line.
So you're not like doing like full-on screenplay for everything. You're sort of there's a little bit of improvisation in the editing process.
In the editing process,
add and
there is improvisation. And then sometimes I do go back into the script and I'll be like, oh, I could say this line here, and I type it up real quick, and then I record it. 10 out of 10, it is voiceover. Any additional lines are voiceover, because
we're not doing a shoot, okay?
I would have to set up the green screen or set up my camera again. And
that's not happening. Yeah.
So, it's not like, oh, grasp, this is gonna be the video. Of course, I definitely improv during the editing process and be like, oh, this works, this doesn't work. And then after the editing's done, a lot of people get on me for this. Then I start the thumbnail.
Aha! No, you're 100% on point. I agree with you.
Then I start the thumbnail. Normally, I have a thumbnail idea, and I think of the video idea. I just don't do the thumbnail idea until after I finish the video. Then I start the thumbnail, and then
and then it's up.
And then it's up. Of course, after that, upload it to the Patreon, upload it on all social medias and stuff like that.
Yep, to the Premiere.
Yeah, and that's how On The Rise videos are made.
That's quite the process.
The thumbnail process, I do have a little help. I do have friends, other content creator friends, and Mark and Shaman King. I do ask them, hey, what do you think of this thumbnail? Of course, like probably everyone does.
Again, you're in the wrong channel. I never ask anybody. I'm completely unhinged.
Really?
Yes.
Respect.
Free ball, freewheeling, blowing in the wind over here. Yes.
So yeah, that's how I make On The Rise videos, and the production of the videos I'm not, because of course I can't film myself. I'm in the video. I don't hold the camera
Right.
all the time, unless I'm at my desk, because then it's on the tripod. But during the skits and green screen, that's when my sister helps me film. Making sure everything's focused and everything.
Yeah.
So I can't take all the credit for filming it, but yeah, most of it is just me.
That's very impressive. I did not think that would be the case, but it is. In that regard, that's a full filmmaking process. So you can truly claim to be a filmmaker, as you are known to do. Just out of curiosity, do you have like filmmaking ambitions outside of this? I mean, this is a lot of time in there. So outside of this YouTube channel.
Yeah. So as I mentioned probably too often in my videos, as I joked, I think that was my last video I joked about. I mentioned it too much. As I mentioned too often in my videos, I am a filmmaker outside of YouTube, and basically, I guess my day job, one of my day jobs, because of course filmmaking doesn't pay the bills
Yeah.
yet.
Yeah.
But one of my day jobs is freelance filmmaking. What that means is, so I 9 times out of 10, because the industry is so hard to break into, I'm working as a production assistant on other sets. I've worked on music videos, documentaries, commercials, short films, etc., etc.
Hey, you're getting out there.
But when I get lucky enough, which was recently actually, I get to write, produce, and direct my own film. Of course, I have to raise money for that. So that's why when I say I get lucky enough.
Yeah.
Recently, recently I got to produce my first short film here in LA.
That's awesome.
I only recently moved to LA in 2021.
Wow, okay, you're doing
I'm new to the area.
2 years in, you're short film cooking. That's not a bad pace.
So when I'm not working on YouTube, which is not often, but
yeah, I was gonna say, I was like, when does that happen?
But I'm not working on YouTube. I am, I guess, during my day job, I guess, I'm working on that film, basically. It's in sound mixing right now. I do have a crew for that. That's not a show.
Okay. Yeah, sure.
Like, not by far, but yeah, so right now the sound mixer is mixing it, and I'm hoping for an April premiere. I only have to finish the sound mixing, correction, and then special effects, and the film is ready.
You might be able to get it in there, or maybe not.
Yeah,
before the end of April. Okay, you got like a month and a half.
Before the end of April.
I was lying, dude. Don't believe anything I ever say. You were like, what? 3 weeks? Excuse me?
3 weeks? Hold on, let me text him right now.
No, you got plenty of time.
So yeah, that's kind of what I do. As to make money on the side. I'm a full-time freelancer, so I'm not doing if I'm not on a production, I'm doing like a gig job like Uber or something to like make up for the extra money. A lot of people think, oh, RJ's doing this full time, I'm so super jealous, and I'm like, no, I'm still doing side jobs that I don't necessarily care or want to do to pay rent.
It's not quite that easy out in LA.
I'm not that quite lucky just yet. So hopefully I will be doing this full time eventually, but not full time. It's a lot of time, but it's not full time. I'm still doing side jobs to pay rent. So,
well, you want to drop the film title, or is it still under wraps? Is it still...
No, I can drop the film title. So the film title is called Reality at Its Finest. For you guys watching, like I said, I'm hoping for an April premiere. I'm going to premiere it first in local LA theaters. A local LA theater.
Right. There's many. Yeah.
A local LA theater. I haven't picked the one just yet, but I'm going to premiere it first in a local LA theater. I'm gonna invite, of course, my cast, my crew, all my friends here in LA.
The premiere, yeah.
To do a premiere, and then after that, I'm planning on having keep it up for like a week online, just so all the people online that have been asking me to see it can watch it, and then since it's up for a week, I'll probably take it down, and then I'll shove it into film festivals.
Yeah, try and get it on the circuit. Try and get it picked up. Maybe get a couple DVDs, Blu-rays rolling out. Yeah.
All right. If it's successful in film festivals, then you'll definitely see it again online after the film festival run. But yeah, that's kind of the process. So hopefully by April, people will be seeing it online. Hopefully, fingers crossed.
You heard it here first, everybody. World first, probably not. I'm sure other people have heard this before. But I'm going to say it because I don't think anyone is on the record. Reality at its finest, coming April premiere.
Yeah.
Written and directed by RJ. Let's go.
Yes, it is. And a lot of people, some people ask, like, oh, well, like how, like they're not trying to be rude, but they're like, how like professional is the film? And it's quite professional. Production, we're not finished with post yet, so I don't know how much that costs. Production costs $12,000.
Yeah.
So it's quite.
That's shoestring for a film, but it's a legit shoestring. A real small film festival targeted budget.
Quite a lot of money making this film look legit. So it's a $12,000 production budget. This isn't just something that I took my little DSLR, camera that I film my YouTube videos with and walked outside and was like, all right, guys, action. It's a cast, crew, cinematographer, all that. It was a whole set of like 20 people. It was a really, really cool experience. It was really fun. Hopefully all that's out by April.
Awesome.
Well, that's what RJ does when he's not doing YouTube.
Now I've got something new on the list. Put it on there. Boom. I'm looking forward to it. Loving it. Okay, that is a great close to the first part here. We're just getting started. It's gonna be one of the longer ones, but that's good. I loved all of that. Awesome. Going into the second part. The second part, my long-term sort of secret goal as an exploration of different content creators and their ideas about the aesthetics of anime and manga. Now, you're not really a manga head per se. That's a We got Doofy and Crash on the channel as the first two, and they are
legends.
Yeah, legends, and also hardcore manga readers. They're like, bro, I'm not watching that trash.
Yeah.
Show me some lines on the page, you know what I mean? But you are on the opposite side. I mean, you're a visual artist yourself, filmmaker.
Call me Anime Crash.
Call me Anime Crash. That's his next channel he's working on.
His alter ego.
He told me, dude. Leaking the DMs. No. He's not gonna do that. He doesn't watch anime. Yeah, I know. It's so funny, dude. He was like, yeah, other people were watching Naruto, so I just read Naruto. I was like, what? Okay, dude. All right. Okay, sure, bro. Like we already mentioned, I mean, your history with anime itself goes all the way back. Let's just start in your mind, thinking about a series. I think it's easiest to get into this through specific series. What are specific series in your mind that you think of as like pillars of your own sort of aesthetic sensibility, the things that guide you in terms of your anime taste?
So you want me personally, or the pillars of that I think are in the anime community?
You personally. Fuck the community, dude. I don't give a shit about any of those nerds, dude. God damn. Nasty weebs, get out of here.
Okay. me personally, what guides my anime taste. So I think I'm gonna sound like an elitist.
Go.
But I think I'm very fortunate that I didn't have the kind of start background that a lot of people in the community had.
That's Cook
and
Doofy live on camera.
what I mean, yeah, fuck Doofy, not joking. What I mean is, so my first animes were Pokemon and then Dragon Ball. Of course, I didn't understand what the hell was going on. They were both in Japanese. But that's my first memory of anime. And then we moved to the States when I was 5. And then from there, of course, I started watching them in English. I still didn't put together that they were anime. I just put together, I really like this aesthetic, Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh, Dragon Ball.
I mean, I didn't think of Pokemon. Most people didn't really think of Pokemon as an anime back in the day. We were fucking kids. We had no concept of I mean, you had a concept of Japan, right? But probably only vaguely, right?
Yeah, I just thought, it was cartoons that aired in Japan as well, I thought they aired worldwide, So I didn't really put together that it was anime, and then growing up, of course, eventually I was like, oh, this is a thing called anime. It's a specific type of animation. And of course, Dragon Ball, my favorite anime, which a lot of people are shocked at because I talk about a bunch of seasonal stuff, like favorite anime is Dragon Ball. Like, yeah, it's just Dragon Ball.
Like OG, like the Dragon Ball, or just the entire franchise?
The entire franchise, because I can't decide whether I like Z or the OG better. It's between those two.
Okay, I can see that.
But I'm a huge fan of the OG as well. I think I'm more leaning towards the OG because that's more, when I go back to rewatch, that's what I rewatch.
Yeah, I think the original stands in a different class than all the rest of them. But, Z is the blueprint for the American weeb, so I cannot deny that either.
Yeah. So going off that, what I mean by my kind of anime journey is different. Most people went from Dragon Ball to other battle shonen titles.
Yeah.
They went from
Similar
Dragon Ball to Naruto to,
One Piece, Bleach, the big three.
Yeah, and then they kind of veered into battle shonen, fell in love with battle shonen, and then, some of them kind of started veering off to other genres and demographics. Me, I went from Dragon Ball to shoujo.
Let's go. That's what I'm talking about. Let's fucking go.
To shoujo, and the time I started realizing that the thing I like was anime was a time I like to call the shoujo anime boom.
Talking Sailor Moon.
A bunch of Sailor Moon. We got a bunch of
Inuyasha.
Sailor Moon. Inuyasha was a big one. Although I think that's a shonen, but either way, it falls in. But
the vibes.
And then Fruits Basket or Host Club just aired. Vampire Knight manga was starting to pick up. That was one of my first mangas. Vampire Knight.
Lovely Complex. Anybody?
Lovely Complex. Oh my god.
Let's go.
Lovely Complex. Shugo Chara.
I'm spitting right now.
All these shoujo titles started coming out, and for me, that was back then I didn't know what demographics were or anything like that. I just thought anime was anime. So for me, looking back, my anime journey kind of started with a lot of the more popular shoujo titles. That is kind of how I fell in love with anime.
What was the first one that got you on this road?
The first shoujo title, I guess it technically was Sailor Moon. Yeah, it was Sailor Moon.
Sailor Moon, baby. Oh, so good.
I fell in love with Sailor Moon.
So good.
It's so good. Yeah, it's a fantastic series. And then from there, watched Kadocha, watched Fruits Basket, watched. I actually didn't watch Oran. I watched like the first couple episodes of Oran.
You're like a small W there. Oh God. I never said that. I didn't say that.
I recently went back and watched all of Oran. It still holds up. It's still great. And then from there, I just, when you went into the manga store, or the bookstore, I guess, more you would see, of course, you would see the popular ones. You would see Naruto, Bleach. Not a lot of One Piece actually back then, but the Naruto, Bleach, Dragon Ball. And then the rest of the manga would be filled with shoujo titles.
It's true. It was the vibe.
Beat. Yeah, that's how the manga still started. Shoujo Beat, and all of them were dominating. And yeah, that's kind of my journey to anime. And then, of course, sprinkled in there was Naruto, was Bleach.
Sure.
I did love those series too. Soul Eater was a big one when it came out. Yeah, and then that's kind of where like when I started watching a bunch of anime, I think it was when I got to high school is when I discovered what demographics were, and I was like, oh, so that's the different fields. I was like, that's just a romance, that's just an action show. Like,
Based.
I know.
Hear that, everybody? Insanely based.
Yeah, so I was like, and then I discovered what demographics were. I was like, oh, okay, so that's, and then I realized I was like, oh, my start was mostly with shoujo.
Let's go.
I watched a lot of shoujo anime.
Ooh, and I are actually the same.
Read a lot of classical shoujo manga.
Oh yes.
Lovely Complex, Kimi ni Todoke, all of those.
Yes. In time for the Kimi ni revival.
Yeah.
Salvation of shoujo, dude. Okay, that's a whole other topic.
My sister went. She still reads shoujo to this day. I kind of stopped reading manga in general, but she still reads shoujo to this day, and she's still reading shoujo. She more fell in love with shoujo than shonen. I was like, oh, at the time I was like, oh, she just likes romance. She just doesn't like the action shows. But it was the demographic kind of storytelling that she kind of fell in love with.
Yes.
And which is why I'm a big advocate for more shoujo anime, because I don't read manga. Now I don't get a lot of shoujo because there's not that many shoujo anime being produced anymore.
I know, dude. We've got the Apothecary Diaries coming soon. That'll be nice.
I'm so super excited.
So hyped for that one, dude.
The second the trailer dropped, all the shoujo fans were like, "This is gonna be huge. This is gonna be huge. This is gonna be huge."
Yes, y'all are about to learn once again the true power of shoujo. Get ready, it's so hype. Soon, next month, right? Christ, loose.
Yeah, I'm super excited.
Okay,
so that's kind of my anime journey. And then when I got to high school, that's when I kind of doubled down on the more popular shonen titles.
We're catching back up the mainstream wave.
I rewatched all of Naruto. I don't know how I did that, but I rewatched all of it.
I mean, I've done that.
And after that, I rewatched all of Bleach.
Oh God, just back to back. Okay.
Back to back. And then after that, I was just like, I took a break and I started watching like more just some like niche titles of seasonal anime that were coming out. I didn't know there were seasonal anime at the time. I was just on, then Hulu was free and it just kept recommending me shows.
Sure.
So I just kept watching it. I just watched like niche titles. Like, I think one I watched was like Samurai Harem. Like, I don't even remember.
Oh, brother, you are lost.
I with a bunch of samurai girls. And I watched a bunch of niche titles.
I know what you are talking about. Wait, okay. Jesus Christ. Well, one of the girls was Oda Nobunaga, some shit like that? Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
You were so lost, dude.
I watched a bunch of these niche titles, and that's kind of how I kind of build up my anime repertoire. When people ask me, "Have you seen this anime?" I actually, I actually have.
They were like, "Wait, why? Why'd you do that?"
I started getting more involved in the community, and the communities. I fell for the community joke. Oh, you should watch Boku no Pico.
Wait, you did?
I saw the first 3 episodes. Yes, I did.
Wait, you watched more than one episode?
Because I was like, baby, it's not what it seems.
You're a victim, dude. You're a straight up.
So yeah, and then after watching a bunch of niche titles, watching seasonal anime at the time, I think Kill la Kill was airing, and that's when I fell in love with Kill la Kill. Magi was also airing, fell in love with Magi. At the time Sword Art Online was airing, I actually did fall in love with Sword Art Online. I still to this day think the first 14 episodes are golden,
I
and the
think,
show just
as soon as
takes off.
the start, everybody knows it's goated. Then there's like a, but then
Yeah,
it kind of comes back again after a while. So
Hope I haven't caught up yet, so hope I that's what I heard. It comes back, so I'm
yeah,
like, okay,
yeah,
I'll catch up.
it's
I'll
a little
catch up.
busted, but then they get it back on track. It
Mhm.
happens, that
But
happens.
so yeah, and then after all that, after watching a bunch of like not at the time they weren't that popular. After watching a bunch of those, I was like, you know what, RJ, you seen Naruto, you seen Bleach. I think it's time. I think it's time to take the one,
Oh,
on.
yep,
And I started One Piece, and I was like, because I was like everyone else. I watched One Piece when it aired on Shineko Tsunami for kids, and I was like, this is garbage.
wow,
Because
okay.
the four kids dub, this is garbage
Oh
to
yeah,
me.
they only showed it up. I forgot.
Yeah,
Yeah, that was
so
tough.
being in the anime community, I started hearing, like rumors and talks about, hey guys, Funimation has picked up One Piece. They've been redubbing it, or you can just watch it subbed. It's better. Trust me. Don't buy into the four kids. They ruined it. Retry One Piece. So I retried One Piece, and I fell in love.
I mean, it is
I
so
absolutely
good.
fell in love. And because One Piece was the only, still to this day, besides Dragon Ball, which is my forever favorite, the only of, well, I guess Dragon Ball's not part of the big three. One Piece is the only of the big three that's actually in my top 10, because I was like, I appreciate the big three for what they were, and I definitely enjoy the series.
Same.
Like no shade to them, but I just think there are better written anime out there. And then I watched One Piece, and I was like, this is everything I wanted
Yeah.
about a shonen to be.
Yeah,
um,
it's really good, and it's still really good, and I don't know how. It's actually
yeah, and
deranged.
I
Not
fell in
possible.
love, and I caught up to One Piece. Of course, I watched a bunch of shorter anime in the meantime, because I had to take a couple of breaks. I couldn't just keep binging One Piece.
Oh, you didn't do it in one straight shot 2 times in a row like me?
No, with all due respect, but no,
Yeah.
I did not.
It was a long summer break in grad school. You know what I mean? Didn't really have anything to do.
Yeah. So yeah, I caught up to One Piece, and
Go.
I'm still caught up to this day, and and the rest was history. After One Piece, I was just like, time to keep binging more anime.
Go. And then
One
you got
Piece,
into
that's when I discovered what seasonal anime
right.
were.
Yeah, seasonal cycle, right?
I was like, oh, there's a seasonal cycle, and then finding
Oh,
out my
brother is
anime
there.
list, finding out what's coming out, and I was like, oh, let me just watch the seasonal cycle. I think at the time I finished One Piece, it was the season where ReZero premiered.
Oh, that was a good one.
That was a good season. Yeah, I started watching seasonal anime. It was when ReZero premiered. I started watching seasonal anime, and then here I am now. I'm still watching seasonal anime.
Okay, so big pillars I got out of there. Shoujo, huge. One Piece, goated. A little bit of random crap in there, as I would call it. Just like a period
Random.
of just
Absolutely
whatever.
random crap. It's why I'm confident when I speak on trash anime, because I've seen my fair share.
You know trash when you see it. You're like, this is trash. I know what it is. All respect to the animators and producers, but we know what it is. Okay, we see what you're doing. Okay, so let's get a little bit of aesthetic diving here. What captured you about shoujo? Just starting at that the big block. What do you think it is about shoujo that got you, as opposed to following that great line from Dragon Ball into Battle Root?
One of the things I love, and I guess it's a double-edged sword at times, depending on the situation, I love about the anime community is that it's very large, and I always try to emphasize this in my videos and when I'm talking to people. It's huge, because a lot of people act like it's just one bubble. It is technically one bubble. It's one big giant bubble.
Yeah.
It's large and it has so many subsections. The demographics being one of them that a lot of people kind of fall into. And I'm part of many subsections depending on which day.
You're bouncing around.
But there are certain subsections that I'm always a part of. And one of those subsections is the shipping community.
Aha.
So
Exposed live on film. Okay.
one of those subsections is
Now
the shipping
you know.
community. No matter what show, no matter if it's a shonen, it's a shoujo, it's action, it's a romance, it's a mystery, you can 100% bet your ass RJ is shipping 2 characters.
Oh, we're turning the comments off for this one. Sheesh. Okay.
You can bet your ass RJ is shipping 2 characters.
Okay.
So, when you ask me what is about shoujo,
Well, yeah. There it is.
not saying that shoujo is complete romance, because it's not. That is a
Yeah.
high
I
misconception.
mean, Sailor Moon, not really.
Exactly, yeah.
Not much
Sailor
romance
Moon's
at all.
Not really a romance. But shoujo is not all romance. That is not true.
There's a lot.
Shoujo does romance best.
It's true. You're cooking.
No one can take that away from shoujo.
No, not at all.
Shoujo does romance best. So as a shipper, even watching shows like Yona of the Dawn, like Vampire Knight, like I'm trying to think of like non-romantic shoujos, but like them. It's like Sailor Moon. They still have a romance element to them, like most
Oh, yeah.
do, and they do it the best out of out of all of anime. I think they do it the best. And so as a shipper, that's kind of what melded me to these series, because I was just like, oh, I can get action, quality romance in one with, stellar artwork, drama, spice, like, oh my god, like, and great comedy, like,
All good.
like, oh my god. And that's kind of what I love about shoujo, is it's all there. And if I were to, because I say I don't read manga, but that's not completely true. I read manga. I read like one manga per like 3 months. So it's. But when I do read manga, 9 times out of 10 it is a shoujo manga, because there's not that many shoujo anime compared to the rest of the demographics being produced. And I still
Right, because you're watching all the seasonals. So you're like, why the fuck would I go read this shonen that's getting adapted? It's getting adapted. Let me go grab this shoujo that's never gonna see the light of day. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Sadly.
That's kind of my thought process when I go and I read manga. I'm like, I'm good. This is gonna get an anime eventually, so I'll see it when I see an anime. That's my thoughts. I'm like, what's the one coming out? Marshall.
Yeah.
I didn't check out Marshall because I was like, it's getting an anime.
Okay.
So I'll check out Marshall when it gets an anime.
Sure.
Oh yeah. That's kind of what gravitates me towards shoujo.
Shoujo, the shipping, the romantic, the emotional aspects, the breadth of emotion. There's a lot.
Yeah.
They do
it's
the full scope of human emotion so well.
The fun part about being a shipper is when you can have shipping wars with the community, and you can actually debate about who's gonna end up with who. Shoujos like Skip Beat are like some of my favorites, because it's so dramatic of who you want her to end up with.
Oh yeah.
But the manga and the anime are just not, they're not gonna tell you. So like right out.
Yes.
That's kind of the fun of it for me.
I mean, it's great. Good stuff. Okay, so shoujo settled. Very clear. I like it. Then you take the big flag in One Piece. Go off. Let's go. One Piece. What is it? Why? To you, because One Piece is a very rich series. Everyone has sort of a different aspect of it, I think, that connects with them. So, what aspects of this show really stuck with you? Because, I mean, you have to get really stuck because it's insane to get through.
So I love shonen as well. I've been going off my show. I've been hyping up shoujo, but I do love shonen. I'm also an action nut. That's another category of the anime community that I'm definitely at. Shoujo does romance best. Shonen does action best. It just is what it is. So with One Piece, coming into One Piece, wasn't my typical battle shonen series. It wasn't, the fights weren't, let's power up and let's defeat this bad guy. They're a lot more creative than that. And at first I really didn't like that. And a lot of people, when they say, what do you like about One Piece? They'll say the golden one. Well, the world building is so great. And it is. Don't get me wrong, it is. It's one of the best world building in the medium in general. But me personally, what I love about One Piece is the storytelling.
What do you mean by that in particular?
The way Oda is able to not only build his world, but also tell a compelling story while we're at it, is just fascinating to me. Because even early One Piece, early East Blue, I always think back to the Syrup Village arc. I think that's Usopp's village. And One Piece has a way to defy my expectations. I think, I always think, Luffy's gonna go in there and he's gonna just beat up this bad guy and show him the wrong, like how wrong he was, and he does. But he does it in a way that I didn't think was. I expected him to do it like Naruto, where Naruto goes in there, gives a speech, and wins the day. Luffy doesn't really give speeches. He more so says, fuck you, you're wrong, and then punches you as hard as he can.
No talking, more punching.
Yeah, and just the kind of way that Oda has structured his characters, because when you actually look on it, Luffy is he's not a bad person, but he's not really a good person. Luffy himself says, I'm not a hero.
Yeah.
Luffy's not gonna stick his neck out for some random innocent civilians just because they're getting hurt. 9 times out of 10, when he's defending a country because he has befriended somebody who wants to save that country, i.e. Alabasta. There for Alabasta, as he said himself, he was there for Vivi. He was friends with Vivi. Vivi wanted her home safe, so Luffy was like, I'll defend your home for you. Because that's the scene where him and Vivi physically get into that fighting. It's one of my favorite scenes in the series. Because Luffy basically says, this is war, people are gonna die, you're trying to save everyone. We're not here to save everyone, we're here to save the country. And it's one of those character moments where you're just like, wow, a lot of shonen main characters would never say that. They would never say people just have to die, that is what it is. Like they would never say that. And that's kind of what I like about Oda's storytelling, is that he has this way of kind of making the characters their own against the tropes while still using the tropes in his story. And I fell in love with the way he crafts his story. Of course, his world building is great, but the emotion that One Piece can draw from you. Never cried so hard over a boat. It was a boat.
Yes.
And I'm sitting here bawling my eyes out. And just the emotion One Piece can draw from you based off its characters and its story alone. Like screw the world building for a second. Boat. The Going Merry had nothing to do with the world building of One Piece. Plays into it, but had nothing to do with the world building of One Piece. Them flashing back to all the adventures they've been on, that you've been on with them on the Going Merry, and just see this boat as its own character. And you're just like, wow, yeah, we have been through a lot. Because at that point, you watched like 300 something episodes.
Yes.
Like we have been through
barely getting started, by the way.
Exactly. Been through a lot with this.
On the cruise.
It's like moving on to a whole nother separate journey without one of the pivotal characters. And it's kind of what I like about Oda. He makes you care in this way that you don't even realize you're starting to care. You don't even realize you become a One Piece fan until One Piece makes you look back.
Yes.
And you're like, oh crap. Shit, I think I'm a One Piece fan. Like,
It's true. It is true. You put it very well. After a lot of the storytelling, so gripping. Interesting to me that focusing in on like the characters, the relation is something that like I said, everybody interacts with One Piece in a different way. Something that I didn't really think about that hard, but it tracks perfectly with your, shipper mindset.
yeah.
And your initial connection to shoujo, looking at the way that the characters interact, and Oda puts that aspect together, part of his just singular storytelling ability. Well, that was awesome. Are there any other sort of big stakes you want to place to dig into for your aesthetics?
A recent one, actually. No, when I say recent, I mean literally 2 years ago.
Okay. Not what I was thinking. Let's go.
I recently, an anime I watched, I binged, and it's one of the first anime in years to actually break my top 10 list. And
Let's go.
It's tied with One Piece for the number 3 spot, and it is Gintama.
Oh, yes, dude. All right.
I absolutely fell in love with Gintama, and at first I watched it slowly because it does have a rough start. And basically I kind of, because I was like, I want to binge a new anime. Gintama does have a rough start, so it's like kind of getting to like the good parts of Gintama, which is not later on as people think it is. More so like episode 10 is kind of when Gintama starts to get good. And so I kind of tasked myself like a Gintama episode a day. Watch one episode a day.
It's perfect for that, dude. It's actually the perfect series to do that with, dude.
That's all you have to do. It's a comedy anime, so most of the episodes won't tie into each other. You can just watch one episode a day.
Little did he know.
Little did I know. One episode a day turned into 2 episodes a day. 3 episodes a day.
How it does.
4 episodes a day, and then suddenly I'm binging whole arcs in the span of hours, and it literally is one of the best stories I've ever had the pleasure of witnessing. And what I love about Gintama, it is a comedy anime, because a lot of people think, oh, when does the action start? It turns into an action anime. No. It has action in it. It is a comedy
You better
anime.
start liking these jokes, brother. All right? Or you're going to have to get out of here.
If you're not here for the comedy, you should drop Gintama. But it is, because it matters, because watching those fight scenes without knowing what came prior knowing what came prior makes those fight scenes so better, like so worth it. Watching Gintama a day, what I love about the comedy is it's not just haha, make you laugh, slapstick jokes. Hideaki Sarachi has this way kind of telling a message through the most absurd and weird format, and it's similar to One Piece, where you see, like, I think there's this one arc where Gintoki turns into a dog and they start throwing shit at their enemies and trying to help this dog kind of get back to his owner, I think, because his owner has recently passed or is passing. And it's at the end of Gintama, you start off laughing, and then you start off laughing, midway through you're crying, and then at the end you're laughing and crying at the same time. And that is just what I love about it.
That's how it is.
That's Gintama in a nutshell. It's this weird, wacky, still yet impactful and meaningful message, all wrapped into one. And that's the heart of Gintama, which a lot of Gintama fans call like the Silver Soul, and it's incredible. If you haven't binged Gintama, to anyone watching this, a Gintama episode a day will not hurt, and eventually you will.
It'll get you, dude. I have to say, my watch of Gintama, I was like, damn, learning Japanese was a huge W. Oh my.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's really fun.
It's definitely when you because my sister studies, she's kind of semi-fluent in Japanese now.
Let's go.
So she talks to me in Japanese a lot, so I know a lot of like basically I can watch subtitles and say, well, that's not exactly what he said. Like they paraphrase that. That's not exactly what he said, because my sister speaks to me in Japanese all the time. So yeah, watching Gintama, it definitely is once you got an understanding of the Japanese language, definitely helps when watching Gintama, because you can see the different accents. I love Kagura's accent in Gintama. You can see how it's not she's speaking Japanese, but it's in a way of a person who is fluent, but it's not her first language, because she is kind of like supposed to be like a Chinese girl.
Yeah, so they do that really well.
Yeah, they do it really well.
Dude, like not too respectful.
Yeah,
it's clear, but it's not gross. Okay, One Piece, Gintama. You said those are tied for 3. You piqued my curiosity. What's at the top? We are getting a little long, so I'll just say, what's number 1? Give me the number 1.
Number 1 is Dragon Ball.
Okay. And just give me a short Dragon Ball agenda here. Close things out.
To summarize, a lot of people say that Dragon Ball is only popular based off nostalgia. I think that's false. Dragon Ball is a simple story told right. And I think that is a lot of, especially a lot of battle shonen, the less popular ones, like a lot of battle shonen try to tell a simple story. They fail to capture what Akira Toriyama captured in Dragon Ball. Is basically, it is simple. Dragon Ball's not complicated. It's not like Attack on Titan where it's like all these ideologies clashing. It is simple, but it's not bad storytelling. It's just not. It's easy to describe. It's easy to follow, and it's just well crafted. It all makes sense. There's no plot holes. There's no There's no actually. I don't think there's any friendship power ups in Dragon Ball. It's all explained. It's all makes sense. It's all foreshadowed. It's all there. It's just simple story told right, and that's just what I love about it.
Hey, you know what? You hit the storytelling 3 times in a row. I think I have a sense here. All right, that was great. That was I loved all of that. That was awesome. Thank you so much for all of that. I do have to say, I did see your Chainsaw Man take. Just wait, and it's coming. Get ready. Everything you said about all of these series, buckle up.
Which Chainsaw Man take?
The first season was sort of it was okay, but it's a little. It wasn't like.
Oh yeah. Yeah, no, trust me. I know it's coming. Chainsaw Man is one I actually read the manga for.
Good. Read the Chainsaw Man.
Chainsaw Man is one I actually read the manga for. So yeah, I definitely think season 2 is definitely where a lot of anime onlys are definitely gonna.
Oh yeah, they're gonna
see the hype
in the corner.
They're gonna see the vision.
All right, well, I have a whole other video about that opinion. That's not what this video is. It is about RJ. Thank you for being here for this video, and the whole On The Rise team for the content y'all are making, putting out, the space we're creating in the anime community. We love to see it. It's the end of an interview. It's my first time doing this. Get ready for RJ's short film premiere. Keep your eyes out for that. Reality Its Finest premieres in April, probably. Hopefully April premiere. Keep your eyes out. I'm sure we'll see it on the socials, wherever those are. Thanks again for being here. This was a great record, even though the tech was a little scuffed. We don't care about that here. We love it. That's just how it goes. I guess, well, there's no point in plugging that. I'll plug that later. Thanks again, and everybody who liked this video, remember to subscribe and like on this channel. You'll see the On The Rise channel somewhere on this screen here. Definitely go give them a watch and a sub. Great content, love it. Yeah, This was the Anitube Interviews. We'll see you again next time.